Welcome to another Mercedes video, and in this video I'm going to be troubleshooting an ABS problem. So first things first, I might as well show you what the actual problem is. So I just get it fired up and put my seat belt on. Show you what happens as soon as I set off. As soon as I get up to about 15 miles per hour. Oops. Go on, get past. And there we go, that's the problem confirmed. So I have a power steering malfunction, so basically this car's unusable, I have no ABS. So I'll get parked up and see what else is there. Power steering malfunction, run flat indicator operative. So I'll get parked up and I'll show you what I found. So I've already scanned it, and the error code that I'm after is the ESP 5001 as an internal fault in the component, which means there's a problem with the module. So that's the fault code I'm chasing after. It means there's just saying there's a problem with the module. So I'll show you what I'm going to do and hopefully try to resolve this. And the module in question is the ABS module, which is this bad boy here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a simple thing. I'm going to basically disconnect the module, spray loads of contact cleaner in it, and then put it back together and just hope that works. And if it doesn't work, I'll have to send the module off to repair. Clean the module up a bit. So I need to get this cover off that gives me access to the connector. And I'm not sure how I'm going to unclip this one. Let's have a look. Yep. I can't do this one-handed, so I'll just try. I've finally got the connector out, so everything looks clean. So I'm not too hopeful that this is going to work, but it's a free and easy fix, so it's worth trying. And sometimes a simple act of reseating connectors can fix problems. So then I'll give it a go. I've got my contact cleaner, I've got a brush, so I'll give it a good dousing, contact cleaner, and give it a brush and see if that works. Right, I've got the connector back on, so it's time for another test drive, and you'll know soon one way or another whether I've fixed the problem or the ABS module needs to go in for repair. And it comes as no surprise that the fault's cropped back up. So the ABS module is going to have to come out, but I think I'll have to take the whole lot out with the ABS pump, send that all off for repair. So I'll come back to you when I come to take it all out. I'm not doing that tonight. It's Sunday evening, it's 8:20. I'm not going to do any messing about taking it out yet, and I'll obviously need to order a repair service. It's now a couple of days later, and I did actually go on forums, researched the fault code, and the only other thing it could possibly be is a faulty wheel sensor. So we'll test that theory out. So I've got my scan tool, and I've got a jack out. I'll need to jack up the wheels. I can't really do a test drive So I'll just jack it up, spin the wheels, and if the sensors are registering, we'll know the module's faulty. So do a VIN scan. And we'll go straight into ABS module, which is combined DSP module, so should be able to get some live data from there. So while that's waiting, I'll get this front end jacked up. I've got the jack started. Time to get this front end off the ground. I need to get it high enough so wheels are spinning. Yep. So I can start my tests. So it's found the vehicle, so system selection. So electronic stability program. And I get the live data up and we'll start checking it. I've got my wheel speeds here. So right front should start registering. There we go. Right front's registering, so that one's alright. Go to left front. I better get my scan tool into shadow so you can see it. So left front, so top one. So that's our front wheels. Sensors are working. So I'll get the back end up in the air and we'll repeat. We'll do the test for the rear wheels. So that's the back end up in the air. I've got the front wheels jocked. So car's not going anywhere. Release the parking brake. And now the wheels should spin. So we'll do the right rear. And that was working. So that just leaves the left rear. So give that a spin. Yep. So we've just eliminated that. There's nothing wrong with those wheel sensors, they're all registering. And if you remember, some time ago I had to replace the sensor rings on both rears. So I think we've got a confirmed diagnosis that the ABS module is faulty and it'll need to be removed for repair. So I'll just show you what's involved. I don't think I'll be taking it off tonight. But there's a company called ECU Testing in the UK that can repair the entire module. And I'll quickly show you. I did show you earlier on, but in fact I can do it now. I'll just pop the bonnet. So basically, the entire ABS module's got to come out. So you disconnect this single plug, undo these six lines, and then send the whole unit off for repair. I think I can see a part number here. So it's Alpha 204 545 5232. Now I could get a replacement module, but it needs to be programmed to the car, and I don't think I can do that with my top-down scan tool. Probably need something like, you know, the Mercedes Star software to do that. And you know, if I send it off for repair, it's repaired, you know, repaired for good and probably better than new, according to ECU testing. So I'll get this removed and it can be sent off for repair. Yeah, I think that's all it is. Disconnect the plug, remove these 4 lines. I think it's just held in by a grommet on this bracket that's actually welded, spot welded to the inner wing. So should be quite easy to remove. Oh, there's even a separate Mercedes part for the ABS pump. That's Alpha 204 431 3812. Now it's easy to decode. Mercedes parts, your first 3 numbers, if it's specific to this model, is indicate, you know, obviously it's a W204, the 204 indicates it's a W204 specific part. But anyway, I get this module removed and sent off for repair. I've decided I'm going to take this ABS unit out. I've sprayed some WD on these threads. I don't know where my brake spanner is, so I'm just going to have to use open-ended ones, like it says, these big ones. I think that these big ones are they're 12 mil. That one's probably something like 10. These smaller ones will be, no, they're not 10, 11. So yeah, 11 for these small connectors. And I've got my blue towel to catch any loose brake fluid. So get these all cracked off and this disconnected. Just pull that off, and I'll be able to get this connector out a bit easier than before. So I'll get that done, get these cracked off, and then I've got to find a suitable box to pack this and send off. As an added precaution, I've labelled these. I've got some masking tape and a Sharpie. So the numbering order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll take a photograph to her as well to help me remember. So I thought I'd do that before I crack off these lines. Well, I managed to get it off without too much trouble, as well as the lines, the six brake lines. There's also an E-Torx screw here, and it's an E10. But if you don't have an E-Torx bit, it's an 8mm spanner will fit. Well, a 12-sided 8mm spanner will fit. So I'll get this cleaned up. I've got it in my bit oil tray, you know, my oil bowl, just to drain any remaining brake fluid. And then you can see the Mercedes part number. It's all part of the ESP, the electronic stability program. So I better keep this safe. So I'll put it in the cup holder, safer places anywhere. That was all that was holding it. You know, there's this bracket here, and the bolt goes through there, and it screws into the bottom of the unit. There's these 2 locating pins that locate into place, and then just screw the brake lines on. So I've got a load of blue towels on it. Give it a really good clean, and then get that sent off to ECU testing for repair.
Several days later.
It's now a few more days later, and we're into the following week, and I've got the entire unit back from ECU testing. It comes with a lifetime warranty, so it's just a matter of installing it back into the car, which should be quite easy. Just connect the lines, do up the bolt from the bottom. Do you remember that was an E-Torx bolt, which is here. There's your E-Torx bolt, I think E10 if I remember right. I showed it earlier on video, but I have a little workaround. I think it was here, 8mm, yeah. 8mm, a 6-sided 8mm spanner. Well, the ring part of the spanner, not 6-sided, is it? It's a 12-sided ring spanner, and that'll do the job just the same. So I probably didn't need to label my connections, because the brake lines, they'll stay in the sort of same position, but it was worth it to just to make sure I didn't get anything mixed up. So it's just a matter of putting it all back together, and then, because obviously the air got its system, fluids leaked out, air's in the unit. You know, the unit there's air in it, so I'm gonna have to bleed the brake fluid. I've got part of a, what's that? Is that 500ml bottle? Yeah. I'm gonna need probably gonna need some more brake fluid. Get all air bled out of the system. I might be able to do it with a scan tool, bleed the ABS pump, but worst case scenario, bleed it through each each caliper, if that's what it takes. So I'll get the unit installed and then we'll see about bleeding the air out. Now, something to know is to make sure you start all these unions by hand. See, I can turn these by hand, because if you cross thread it, it's not going to be good news. So yeah, I was able to start all these by hand, so just a matter of nipping them up with the spanners. The 11 for the smaller unions and the 12 for the bigger unions. I couldn't find my brake spanner, so I just used open-ended spanners, which does the job just as well. And then I just need to tighten this bolt down there, this E10 bolt. Again, start it off by hand. It's on thread, so I can probably do it all the way up. Yeah. So I'll get that nipped up, get everything tightened up with spanners, and then see about connecting this connector, and then see if I can bleed the pump. I might be able to bleed the pump without having to replace the whole fluid, but cross that bridge if we come to it. Well, I ran into a problem with the connector. It wasn't seating quite right. So what I've done is I've took it apart and found out there's this seal that goes in there. And unfortunately, it seems to have come out in several pieces. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get rid. See this? You can still see a bit there. So I think I'm going to leave that out. I don't think it's going to cause any problems. It's in the engine bay. So I'm not too worried about water getting in. So I'll just get the rest of these bits. I have to use my picks to dig it out. Got most of it out already, so I think I'll just leave it out. Put it back together. See if I can reseat this connector. Success! It's in all the way. That says I'm not too worried about anything this is going to keep out. It obviously wasn't right before, but now it's all put back together. I can just get rid of them. Put this cover back on. There we go. That's everything buttoned up. Now I've got to see. Let's have a look. See where brake fluid level is on this. Yep, it's dropped down quite a bit. So I'll just add some fluid. Just drop a bit of brake fluid in. Now probably have to get some more. So I'll just fill this all the way up. It'll take it above. Yeah, I'm probably going to need some more brake fluid. So see what happens. I think there's a procedure to bleed it with the scan tool. So I'll give it a go first, see what happens. Right, and I'm going to get somewhere where there's no glare. Oh, it's a bit awkward. Better do this in the car, so I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. We'll learn how to do ABS bleeding. I might need to add some more brake fluid. Oops. Oops. Don't want to shut down the scan tool. So ABS bleed. Let's see if this works. You're learning with me. So let's have a look. So pick our make, which is Mercedes-Benz. Switch on the ignition, which it already is. Yep, VIN code's right. Yep. Well, it seems I can't do this. So I'm just going to have to bleed it the old-fashioned way. So that means I'm going to need some more brake fluid. I'm going to have to jack it up and bleed each wheel in turn. So, that clearly wasn't going to work. So I'll come back to you. I'll do all that off camera. You know, it's not hard to bleed each caliper. Like I said, do it the old-fashioned way. Because you know, without ABS, it's still normal brake, so you can bleed air out normally. So come back to you when that's all done and dusted. So I'm ready to start bleeding the brakes. And usual procedure is you start with the wheel furthest away from the master cylinder, then the next furthest, then the next one, and then you end up with the one closest. But just had a look in the ains. Slightly different procedure. Still start at the rear. You do the rear right, rear left, front right, and front left. Bit different to you know, the normal way of doing things, the accepted wisdom. But if that's what the AINS says, that's what the AINS does. So that's what we do. So I'm ready to fit me one-man bleeding kit. This makes the job 10 times easier. And I think it's 10 mil for the bleed nipple. Yep, bleed nipple's 10 mil on the rear anyway. It's probably the same at the front. So I get these bled, and don't forget to keep an eye on the fluid level in the reservoir, because it's easy to let it drop down so much. You end up introducing air into the system again. So I'll carry on. I just thought I'd throw that little bit in there, you know, for the procedure, the order of operation for each wheel. So I'll come back to you when that's all done, and we can take it on a test drive. So that's the first wheel bled, and that fluid looks like it's seen better days. Should be a bit clearer than that. Now, in a previous service, I was supposed to change the brake fluid and I didn't, but I suppose in a way it's a good thing I didn't. So now it's getting a complete brake fluid change. So I'll carry on doing rest at wheels. I shouldn't be filming anymore until it's done. So I'm in the middle of bleeding left rear. And a thought just occurred to me. Now, I said you do start with the one furthest away from the master cylinder with most cars. It's not the master cylinder. It's the ABS unit, because this is where it all comes together. So you do you start with the one furthest away from the ABS unit, which is right rear, then left rear, right front, left front. So it makes sense when you think about it. And ABS unit is in the same place on both left and right hand drive cars. So that's why you bleed. You start with the right rear, you go right left, right left. So yeah, worked that one out for myself. Amazing what you do when you're just sitting there pressing the pedal. You get to thinking all sorts of stuff. So I'll carry on, get this finished off. So it's time for a test drive. So place your bets. Oh, and I cleared the codes when I tried to do the bleed with the scan tool. So let's have a look. So get up to 15 miles an hour. Yes, and I think we have a confirmed fix there. So I'm just going to go around back to the house. But yeah, the problem's definitely fixed. It's not come back, and it should never come back, not during the lifetime of this car. So right, I shall get back, get parked up, and finish the video off. So that's the end of this video. Total cost was just short of £344, which included a litre of brake fluid from Alford's, and use the entire litre, bleeding the entire system out, basically replacing the fluid. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As ever, thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.